Okay, we are live on YouTube.
Okay,
ma'am.
good.
Yes, ma'am. I got the notification also from YouTube.
We are live on YouTube.
Yes, ma'am.
Good.
Yes, ma'am. I got the notification also from YouTube.
So good afternoon, Ajith sir.
Very good afternoon, sir.
How are you, sir?
Very good.
So we all are very eager to listen from you.
Okay.
अश्विनी मैम
मैम
वीडियो की सेटिंग चेक कर ली है ना हमने?
हाँ.
Ashwini ma'am, you may at that time when we start, you may start recording also.
You want me to start recording, sir?
Not now. When we start the program, at that time.
Okay, okay, sir.
So all our department members are here. I hope, no? Yes.
Yes, sir, everybody.
Yes, sir. Everybody's in.
We can check our college video.
Shall I play it now?
Yes, yes. Once we may play.
Okay.
नमस्ते सदा वत्सले मातृभूमे
नमस्ते सदा वत्सले मातृभूमे
महामंगले पुण्यभूमे त्वदर्थे
महामंगले पुण्यभूमे त्वदर्थे
देशकायो नमस्ते नमस्ते इमे सादरं त्वानमामो वयम् त्वदीयाय कार्याय बद्धा कटीयम् शुभम् आशिषं देहि तत्पूर्तये अजय्या च विश्वस्य देहि शक्तिम् सुशीलं जगद्येन नम्रं भवेत् श्रुतं चैव यत्कण्टकाकीर्णमार्गम् स्वयं शीघ्रं न सुखं कर्येत
Yes, Ashwini ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Yes, ma'am. So can we start? Now it's 3 p.m.
Yes, sir.
Mhm.
Vivek, sir, shall we start?
Yeah, you are not so means quite audible. Very less volume is there. Still not. Still not. Hello, Ashwini ma'am. You can hear all of us, no? No, we cannot hear you. No, but we cannot hear you.
Ashwini ma'am, we cannot hear you.
I believe it is raining, so there might be a little problem with her.
Okay.
Now am I audible?
Volume is very less. Very less. You are audible, but very less volume.
Ma'am, if you're using earphones, then I suggest that you keep the mic, the mouthpiece really close to your mouth. So that
Yes.
will
I'm not using earphone.
the volume.
Copied all the talk were there. Now Gaurav's sister also has come back home.
Father is probably with us, or sister is with us.
Okay.
Sister is with us.
Fine.
Am I audible now?
Yes. Audible. Try to
Yes,
be
go
more
ahead.
loud. Okay. You are audible. Start.
Yes, sir. So we'll start.
Yes. Please. All the best.
Thank you, sir. A very happy and sunny good afternoon to our Honorable Director, Reverend Father Simon Raj, respected Principal, Dr. Sister Alice Thomas, our dear HOD Sir, Dr. Vivek Kaushik, our resource person for the day, Dr. Ajith K. Thomas, beloved faculty members, our loving participants, and my dear students. I, Assistant Professor Ashwini Alexander, welcome you all on behalf of Department of Management, SPIPS Indore, for today's webinar on the topic Marketing Strategies for Business in the New Normal. No one can predict what will happen in the near future. However, we can work on what we can control and improve our odds in this crisis. The only thing we can show of the unpredictability that's happening as marketers, we can start taking steps to offer stability to both our industries and country. Let this uncertainty be an opportunity to adjust our marketing strategies as and write a new chapter. Before the session starts, let us invoke the blessings of the Almighty God. For that, I like to call Professor Stefford Anthony for the prayer.
Let us all bow our head and put ourselves in the holiness of God the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Dear Almighty and ever-loving God, we glorify and thank you, thy name. You have showered us with so much blessings, and your presence continuously remind us of your faithfulness and guidance. We, this may be, humbly ask you to shower our speakers today for your greatest inspiration, so that they may share the most of their knowledge, heart, and soul to their respective topics. We also ask that your blessings may come over us and we absorb the invaluable knowledge, experiences, and put it into practice what we may learn today. We ask this in your name. Amen.
Thank you, sir. We all feel blessed. I would like to invite our respected HOD sir, Dr. Vivek Kaushik, to formally welcome the gathering.
Thank you. So I am very glad that we all are gathered here for a webinar on topic COVID-19, marketing strategies for business in the new normal. New normal, meaning a new way of living and going about our lives, work interactions, and what most suitable behavior or action we may plan to adjust with the prevailing situations and try to have and encounter solutions to the problem and confront that we are not stagnated. So as the COVID-19 pandemic continues, industries across the board have to reinvent themselves to cope up with the changing customers' landscapes, consumers' landscapes, and many in the unexpected ways too. Understandably, many are reassessing their business, marketing strategy, and budget in light of uncertain economic situation. Where possible, enterprises or brands that are able to do so can benefit from taking this time to strategize and plan for the future rather than putting the brakes on. So to put more light on what strategies should be adopted, so on this subject, today we have with us great educationist and subject expert, Mr. Ajith K. Thomas, Professor and Head, St. Joseph's Business School, Kerala, as resource person to interact with you. So with delighted heart, I welcome him on behalf of St. Paul Institute of Professional Studies and Department of Management of SPIPS. Our director, Reverend Father Simon Raj, is a determined leader, an admirable administrator, and dedicated to take our college to pinnacle. And I take this privilege to welcome him. He is celebrating his feast also. So with Happy Feast Day, I heartily welcome to our dear father. Our principal, Dr. Sister Alice Thomas. Yes, thank you. Our principal, Dr. Sister Alice Thomas, is an inspirational person who always motivates and inspires us to work with perfection. She is very diligent, supportive, and kind to us. A very delightful welcome to you, dear sister. I extend my heartfelt welcome to all the members of faculty of St. Paul Institute of Professional Studies in this event. A very cheerful welcome to all the participating members from the education fraternity and students who all have joined us today in this learning event. So happy learning to all. A very warm welcome to you all once again. I conclude. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for the warm welcome. So our topic for the webinar is marketing strategies for business in the new normal. And to address on this topic, today we have our resource person, Dr. Ajith K. Thomas. Dr. Ajith K. Thomas is an MBA in marketing from MG University, PhD in management sciences. Dr. Thomas' first professional degree is in hotel management. He has held senior positions in corporate marketing with service sector for about 10 years and has been in PG management teaching from a decade now. He is currently in leadership role of St. Joseph's Business School, and also he is an accredited management teacher, AMT in service marketing, UGC net qualified management teacher, and he coordinates several foreign university academic programs, including University of Oslo and Colorado State of University. So without taking much of the time, I would like to call Dr. Ajith K. Thomas to address the gathering and this webinar. Sir, please.
Thank you. I hope I am audible to everyone. Yes, Very good afternoon to one and all, Reverend Sister, Father Manager, and all the faculty members, including the HOD, Dr. Vivek. I'm very happy that I am with you today. And first of all, let me thank you and thank you all, each and everyone, and the institution for taking up this challenge of putting me on the web. Okay. Okay. So without much of I'm not taking much of time on this. I will straight away go into my first slide, and the first slide is this. Okay, even though I'm going to start with a very bad note, within 5 slides, I guarantee you that you will become positive. Okay, so this is 1918. So we'll start with the Spanish flu, which started in 1918 and which killed about 50 million people worldwide. So this is the numbers that we see. So global recovery from a historic pandemic. That's what I wanted to give you as a very important line here. Okay. Second slide is about the global impact of the Spanish flu. It left about so many millions dead, and then there was a second break also. The first break was in spring of 1918, and the second break was in 1918 autumn. Okay, so that is the second slide. Okay, the third slide says the most important line here is, if I fail, he dies. So this is almost the same situation now. If the doctor fails, if the nurses fail, then that's going to be the same situation as 1918. Okay, right. These are some of the pictures from those eras. Okay, next slide is very interesting. So if you see here, they will tell you how to make a mask. So it says epidemic influenza, Spanish flu. This disease is highly communicable. It may develop into a severe pneumonia. Okay, and it says keep the mouth and nose covered while coughing or sneezing. When a member of the household becomes ill, place him in a room. Basically, they are talking about quarantine. Okay, it's how to make a mask. And we are seeing very similar situations now. Okay, I would like to show you a business case of Canada here. So the Canadian government in 1919 responded to the crisis by founding the Department of Health. So that's the time when they had the first health department, in order to share the responsibility. So they wanted to, it was aimed to take shared responsibility for controlling, preventing, and managing the disease. As of the Canadian economy, the real income per capita in Canada fell by nearly 15% between 1919 and 1921. So 1921 was the recovery. So fortunately, so this is on the positive note. Fortunately, the economy bounced back quickly. And in 1923, per capita incomes were almost back to pre-Spanish flu levels. Okay. The most important line here in this slide is experienced a period of economic expansion, technological advancement, and improvement of living standards. Okay. Let us come to one of the latest papers. Now, this is one of the latest papers by Correra and Luke. So let me just pull it up and show it to you. So the abstract says the economic costs and benefits of non-pharmaceutical interventions. Non-pharmaceutical interventions are like interventions when you use a mask. Okay, so you don't take a tablet. Instead of that, you take care of your social distancing. You take care of your masks and all that. So it says we find that cities that intervened earlier during the Spanish pandemic and more aggressively do not perform worse, and if anything, grow faster after the pandemic is over. Our findings thus indicate that NPAs, so non-pharmaceutical interventions, not only lower mortality, they may also mitigate the adverse effect consequences of the pandemic. So this is what they had to say. Okay, so this gives some kind of a background to what we are going to talk about today. Okay, so we are going to look at the strategies. We are going to look at what is now and what is for the future. So this is how I have divided the slides into. So let us move into the first slide here from the presentation. So, so what are the inspirations or COVID responses, I would say, by the marketers in the lockdown? So it says the first one. So you might have, some of you might have already seen this. This was from the Samsung company. They said, keep it as clean as this ad. Galaxy sanitizing service. After repair, during your visit, or just by stopping by, we sanitize your Galaxy with a UV light, killing 99.9% of the germs on your device. So this is about customer service of Samsung. So I'm going to basically talk about how companies responded in the period of lockdown, or in the period of, basically the period of lockdown in India. So if you ever dreamed of playing for millions around the world, now is your chance. Play inside, play for the world. So this is from Nike. So this was the Corona response from my government and World Health Organization. So these are two different applications that they have developed. These are WhatsApp applications. So this is their response to COVID. So this is the doctor. His name, it's a Hungarian doctor. His name is Ignaz. Ignaz was the first one who discovered the medical benefits of hand washing. So this was Google's response to it. Okay. So they featured the doctor there, and then they also said how you have to wash your hands. So basically, I'm looking at the different kinds of responses from different companies. Okay. Salamul Namaste. Home for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So are we. Amul. So they say always be safe. So better saf than sorry. They also put this saf and so saf thing. So you have to basically wash your hands. Okay. This is their response. Let us see the different response, and I am trying to sort of find out a pattern in these responses. That's what I want you to think over. Okay, so we'll go to the next one. This was from Edelweiss. Edelweiss says protection is the only cure. So this is basically a company which is into insurance. So Star Novel Coronavirus or COVID insurance policy. So this is a pilot project. So protection is the only cure. They also talk about your masks and all that. You can see it in your pictures on the right side bottom, right? Next is this is the response from Oyo Rooms. Oyo Rooms says, can't work from home? Well, work from Oyo, okay? You can also see what's written in red there. It says your office now comes with a bed and a room service, okay? So this is their response. So we are trying to find out some patterns here, okay? ITC to go against the tide, pace up product rollouts amid slowdown. So I have put also, in case you want to look at the full news item, you can see it down there in the sources listed below. Okay, so ITC is going against the tide. They are pacing up the product rollouts amid slowdown. This was their ITC's response. KFC suspends finger linking good advertisement after receiving coronavirus related complaints. So this was the response from KFC. So what did Facebook say? Ajith Mohan is the head of Facebook in India. He says digital adoption is accelerated across sectors now. We also know we are more into digital media, and we are more into social media, and we are also now looking at what our friends are doing and what they are sharing and what they are talking about. Okay, so digital adoption is also accelerated. You also would know that most of the governments are supporting the digital, especially in Kerala. If you see, digital adoption is accelerated by government interventions also, because they have started giving TVs for students, they have started giving internet for students, and they are sort of managing it in the higher education level. Okay. HUL distributes 3,500 liters of Lifebuoy hand sanitizers to Mumbai police. Okay. Did you see any kind of pattern here? If you have seen any kind of pattern, I would like you to write it down and tell me what the pattern is. I will take you to the next. It's a small video, but then we will see what it is all about. I hope, Ashwini, you heard the sound there. It is audible? Okay, thank you so much. Yeah. Yes. So what is the question here? The question here is, everybody is in quarantine. So what to do now? So this company is into animation. So they are saying, if everybody is into everybody is into quarantine, we can help you with advertisements. This is the simple response from this particular company. Right. You might have also seen this advertisement in the front page of the Hindu. Okay. If you really feel the urge to milk something, kindly go find a cow. Okay. They say the world is faced with a health crisis unlike anything it has experienced in the recent years. In a time like this, being thoughtful is the least one can do. However, some are attempting to milk the situation. Sad but true, we at the Hindu group refuse to be drawn into this opportunistic rat race. In fact, we strongly discourage it. Going by this stance, we urge marketers, companies, and general public not to use advertising space and social media in any way to take advantage of this scenario for personal material gain. However, if your messaging is responsible, considerate, and empathetic towards the situation, we are more than happy to spread it through our publications. Okay, this is what this was the response from Hindu. Okay. Let's see another response. Together we'll go through this, okay? Everything else can wait, right? Response from Volvo. Keep distance, stay together, right? Response from Emirates. I am reminding you of my question. Question is, what do you see any kind of pattern here? Don't have to tell me, you just have to put it down. We'll discuss about it later. Okay? We'll see the next one.
My Kolkata. You have seen famines, wars, riots, yet you have risen. Through the melancholia and poetry, scribble slogans on broken walls, the listless tram lines and narrow bylanes, you have risen. The Hindus, Muslims, Christians, Chinese, and Sikhs, you have happily taken them all along and risen. In the fragrance of the flower market, the constant buzz of the coffee house, the mighty roar of football fans, and in the strains of a boatman's song, My Kolkata, you have always risen. Yet now for once you have stopped to give life a second chance. But this silence speaks of hope. It says that this is just a break, and come what may, your spirit can never be broken. And through respect, love, and compassion, as always, you will overcome. Today, each one of us, my Kolkata, wants to help you ride this storm, to stay safe and stand strong so that you can rise when this is over to greater heights than ever before.
Next one is from Palai ji.
आजकल स्कूल बंद है, रोड बंद, सब लोग भी अपने अपने घर में बंद हैं। लेकिन पापा जी तो हर रोज की तरह तैयार होकर निकल जाते हैं। मम्मी भी पहले की तरह से बाहर जाती है। जब मैंने उनसे पूछा कि सबके पापा तो घर में बैठे हैं, फिर आप क्यों जा रहे हो? कहीं वायरस ने आपको काट लिया तो बताओ। तो पापा ने बोला कि देश मुश्किलों से गुजर रहा है, समझ लो देश को हमारी जरूरत है और हम सब किस सोच रहे हैं।
ऐसे बहुत से माँ बाप हैं जो इस वक्त अपने घरों से बाहर रहकर हम देशवासियों की भलाई के लिए रात दिन डटे हुए हैं। पार्ले जी आपको और आपके परिवार वालों को सलाम करता है। आप आज डटे हुए हैं तो ही हमारा कल सुरक्षित है। आप हैं तो हम हैं। पार्ले जी, भारत का अपना बिस्किट।
Let me answer this question. The answer to the question is, what are the responses? So let us see this again.
नमाज रोजे इबादत है, तो किसी की भूख मिटाना भी तो इबादत ही है ना। तो आइए इस रमजान जुड़िए रिवाइटल एज की नेक मुहिम डोनेट अ प्लेट के साथ और सजाइए इफ्तार की थाली देश के जरूरतमंदों के नाम। लॉग इन कीजिए www.revitaldonataplate.com पर और डोनेट कीजिए इफ्तार की थाली। आपकी हर एक थाली के साथ रिवाइटल एज भी करेगा एक थाली डोनेट अपनी तरफ से, ताकि इस मुश्किल वक्त में किसी की थाली ना रहे खाली। रिवाइटल एज, रहो देश के लिए चार्ज।
So this was responses just after the unlock, okay, or during the period of unlock. I would say I would tell that way. I hope you have seen this. This is Nandi in Malayalam. Thank you in English. I don't know what they say in Canada. They say in Canada. I think I can find. I'm sure that you can find your language also there, right? This is so. This is done internationally also. It is not only in India, but they have done it internationally also. This is Cadbury's. This is their response.
थाम के जिसकी उंगली बचपन पग पग दिया सहारा, अंदर से दी शक्ति ओ घर संसार सवारा, जिसने दी भारत को ताकत आयुर्वेद से उजियारा। रग रग में भारत, पग पग में भारत, हम हैं भारत के और भारत है हमारा। दौड़ का साथी, स्वस्थ बनाया जीवन, ओ हर पल मुझे संवारा। सबल बने हम सबल हो, भारत है विश्वास हमारा। रग रग में भारत, पग पग में भारत, हम हैं भारत के और भारत है हमारा। ये डाबर है हमारा, ये भारत है हमारा, ये डाबर है हमारा, ये भारत है हमारा।
135 वर्ष से भारत के स्वास्थ्य के रक्षक डाबर।
So we are definitely seeing some kind of a pattern here. The first set of patterns during the lockdown is much different from what you see just after the lockdown. Okay, so if you see it over a period of time, this is like on a time scale. So I have shown you advertisements from the first, and then it is going on to the lockdown phase, and it is going to the opening phase and all that. So there is a slow difference in the pattern in the way communication is done by the advertisers. This is what I wanted to hit home. Okay, we'll see one more video which gives a clarity.
कुछ नया मैजिक दिखाओ ना। रेडी? 5 सेकेंड्स में ये फ्लोर फ्लावर्स की स्मेल से भर जाएगा। आंखें बंद। 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1। मैजिक!
पेश है विप्रो मैक्स क्लीन फ्लोर क्लीनर। ये 99.9% कीटाणुओं को मिटाए और फ्लोर को दे फूलों जैसी खुशबू। फर्श चमकाए, घर महकाए। मैक्स क्लीन।
There comes one more.
अम्मी की दुआ, अब्बू सा जज्बा, नेकी को चली मेरी दो पहिया ईद में मिलेगी इतनी दुआ। जब निकल पड़ी मेरी दो पहिया नेकी नूर, अब्बू की छपहिया करेगी गुरूर। नेकी नूर कर दे ये गहरे कोहरों को दूर।
हमेशा मास्क पहनते हो ना?
हर समय पहनता हूँ, आप फिक्र ना करें।
आदिल बेटा, अब्बू का फोन है, जल्दी आ।
आया अम्मी।
आदिल, क्या कर रहे थे आप?
मैं आपकी तरह लोगों का बोझ हल्का कर रहा था।
मतलब?
जहाँ कोई नहीं जाता, आप वहाँ जरूरी सामान लेके जाते हो। इसलिए इस रमजान मैंने सोचा कि मैं भी जो लोग कहीं बाहर ना जा पाए, उनका सामान उनके घर पहुँचा के उनका बोझ हल्का कर दूं।
बहुत खूब आदिल, बहुत खूब। चाहिए, बहुत काम होगा ना?
नेकी नूर, अब्बू की छपहिया करेगी गुरूर। नेकी नूर, अब्बू की छपहिया करेगी गुरूर।
So this is from the Sustainable Fashion Forum. So they say, write a positive review, tell your friends and family, follow them on social media, engage with their posts, give them a shout out, sign up for their newsletter. 6 ways to support small businesses. Okay, we'll see one more here. Okay, this is by Nike. Nike has actually retweeted Adidas. Okay, Adidas world's second largest sports shoe brand retweets Nike's tweet. So basically, it is a tweet from Nike, and Adidas retweeted it. One of the finest display of solidarity in terms of brand image. Who wins? You answer me. Okay, so you have your answers. Okay, so this is the kind of collaborations, and this is the kind of solidarity that you see now. Earlier we did not see any one of this when it comes to marketers, because they were fighting for the same pocket of the customer. Okay, right. So this says this is Amazon Food. Amazon has started the new service, and the service is of delivery of food products. This started in Bangalore.
There's something about the soil, something different. Because of all the places humanity could have started, it chose this place. That's why the stories that come out of here are unlike any you've heard before. And everyone has a story. I've got a story to tell. Some stories make sure a truth is never, ever forgotten. Some stories make us understand our reality. Some stories start small and then turn into towering monuments. Some stories start slow and then run away with you. Stories that move you. Stories of Voramabulane, Ositao, Lebotulare. People who say Dumelang Lekai because we greet you, those who come before you, and continue to walk with you now. It is in why we say Sawubona. Because beyond a greeting, it acknowledges your very presence, that indeed, Ngiyakubona. That is our way. That is the story of our humanity. And it's time to experience it once again. A message from South African tourism.
So I know it is a lot of slides that I have shown you. It is for the last 30 minutes or so, I've been showing the slides. But the beauty of it is a chronological order of advertisements. So this is the last one, and then from my collection, and this is in a chronological order. You might have seen the difference in the attitudes of all these advertisements. When we talk about advertising, advertising is the way in which marketers communicate to the general public, okay, or the target audience, okay. That is where the significance comes in. We will go to the next slide, and we will try and identify what are the patterns. The first pattern that I have noticed in the whole of these, all of these about 35 slides is compassionate and optimistic. Companies have become very compassionate in their advertisements, very compassionate in the way they communicate to their target audience. They have become very, very optimistic, okay, which was not the case before. So they have become very, very optimistic. This is the first pattern that I identify. The second pattern that I identify is they have become very, very customer oriented. Even though we talk about customer orientation, here is a real customer orientation, right? And they started meeting customers online. Okay, so the second pattern is customer online and being very, very compassionate to the customer, and then customer centric. Okay, even the marketers, even I was a marketer for 10 years, I used to talk about customer orientation, but here is real customer orientation. Okay, so customers are met online, and then there's a lot of customer orientation. Customer is really in the center. Okay, we also know the fact that customer is worried about his future, right? Customer does not have his money. Customer does not have his, he does not know, he does not get the entire salary for himself. He has a lot of other issues. He has social issues. He cannot talk to his mother because of the response, the COVID response saying that you cannot go near them, right? You cannot go and give a hug to your mother. So he is worried about those kind of things, where the customer will think about your communication. Right? If you're a company and you communicate to them, he is worried about many other things than your communication. Now we cannot say that you come and buy my car because it has an alloy wheel to it. Now, who cares? Alloy wheels, right? So customer is now in the center. This is the second pattern that I identified. The third pattern is companies have started giving donations, right? You might have seen it in NDTV, you might have seen it in many other TV channels, even Madhubhumi from Kerala now is another, not even, there's a channel called Madhubhumi in Kerala. They have been into big time donations now, right? They find people who are in need for, if the student does not have a TV at home, they find people who can support TV, and then they become some kind of a support, and then they go and give the TVs to them. So companies or media becomes, or companies and media becomes so supportive, and they start donations. Okay, and also they have started discounting their prices also, right? The fourth pattern that I see is the companies have to be very, very careful. BAU is business as usual and beyond. They have to be very, very careful because customers have their own problems to address, right? Now they cannot listen to your communication. So this is what the patterns are. So I think if you look at all these different patterns, they have become compassionate. Advertisements have become very, very optimistic, very, very customer oriented, and they started meeting customers online. There has been a lot of donations and discounts, and then they are to be very, very careful when it comes to business for now and beyond. Okay, so what are the strategies? This is our prime focus today. Okay, you have to be very, very crisp and clear in your communication. Okay, if you're a marketer, you have to be crisp and very, very clear. In this clutter, overused social media, insecure clutter, right? Because of all these, customers have to be given clear, communication, very, very crisp and clear. I think we have started seeing crisp and clear communications from very, very many companies, right? You have to show, as a marketer, you have to show that you are caring and you are concerned, right? Because there is a lot of instant marketing going on. There was a lot of advantage marketing before, and there was a lot of reaping benefits marketing before. But you cannot go on further like this. You have to be caring and concerned. Only then the customer will come back to you. So the first point is it has to be clear, it has to be crisp, because there is a lot of clutter, because there is a lot of social media usage, and you have to be very, very caring in your advertisements. You have to be very, very concerned about the person. Okay, it is not about you, it is about them, right? And you cannot just do some kind of an instant marketing, and you have to be very, very caring, right? And you have to be concerned. This is the second strategy. The third strategy is you have to be innovative and resourceful, right? Because you don't have budgets, your company does not have budgets, your company does not struggle to pay the salaries also, right? There are no equipments, right? It is just me and you, right? When it is you and me to manage the entire show of this kind of communication to the public, you have to be resourceful and you have to be innovative, right? We have seen many advertisements. I have different examples. Maybe at a later stage I can show you some examples also, or you can just Google search for the advertisements recently, and then you can see a lot of those advertisements have become innovative, right? Because they don't have budgets, they don't have equipments, they don't have all the actors, they don't have it is just you and me. Okay, so the third strategy is you have to be innovative and resourceful. Fourth one is you have to risk avert, right? Because it is very uncertain for the future, it is vulnerable, risky future, you are in the shadow, and then you have to take a calculated risk. I think my suggestion is, these are my suggestions. You have to give crisp and clear communications. You have to be caring and concerned. You have to be innovative and resourceful, and you have to be risk avert, or at the least, you should be calculated, right? These are my strategies. So what is for the future? Future is very simple. Take action in order to prevent. That is called preempt, right? Prepare now for the future, because you don't know what the next crisis is. You don't know whether the pandemic will come back. Today morning, I listened to one of these programs from Serum Institute director. he was talking about we are going to have so the question is, when is the pandemic going to be ending? So the first answer is either you have to find a vaccination for this, or the people have to be fearless about this, right? Then is when what we are going to say normal. Till that time, it is not going to be normal. So Serum Institute is in his discussion he was talking about September being the time that they have earmarked for bringing out the vaccination. So we have two more months to go. Okay, so prepare now and preempt, right? Take action in order to prevent. If there is next crisis, there might be next crisis. You cannot go on for a reactive response. You have to take action first, right? And there is not much of advocacy that is required. You have to be prepared for this. So prepare for preempting inevitable and changed world. It is going to be a changed world altogether. I remember Ashwini calling me for a program last year. Now I could not travel that side, so I didn't do that. But then today I am there, right? So it's a changed world. I am sure about it. So inevitable changed world is there, right? Considering learning from the changes, that's very important, right? When you change, you have to learn, right? And when you learn, you will become better. Okay, and then you reflect on your learnings also. We have learned so many things. We have learned teaching on the Google platforms. We have started using Zoom. I don't think many faculty have used Zoom before, right? So that's, you have to reflect on the learnings also, right? Revisit market plans for the future, right? Every time when a company puts up a marketing plan, they have sort of put it, and then they put it in a framework, and then they will put it on the screen, and they say, this is how we are going to do marketing. We don't change for the next 1 year on marketing plans. But here we cannot do that. We have to change, revisit your marketing plans. If something has to be changed, you change the, you don't have so much of resources to manage, right? So revisit the marketing plans. You never knew that your logistics was going to be affected, but change it, right? So revisit marketing plans for the future. So there is inevitable change. Changed world is inevitable, and consider learning from the changes. Revisit marketing plans and reflect on your learnings, whatever we have studied. So this is from the HBR article. Lead your business through the corona crisis. So the link is given there. If you're interested, you could also read that. Right. So I am seeking your attention to one of the articles written by Philip Kotler. He is supposed to be the marketer guru, right? The marketing guru. I thought I'll just put in some. This is just some details from his article. However, somebody wants to read this article, there's a link given there. It's a beautiful article. In one of my webinars, I in fact sent this before so that the participants could read and ask me questions. Here we did not get that chance of sending it before. That's the reason why I thought I'll put it up here. And then I request you to go and look at the full article. Okay, he basically talks about capitalism. Okay, why he talks about capitalism is capitalism's dependence on endless consuming is what he discusses about. Okay, capitalism's dependence on endless consuming. Okay, capitalism is an economic system based on the private ownership of means of production and their operation for profit. Characteristics central to capitalism include private property, capital accumulation, wage labor, voluntary exchange, a price system, and competitive markets. So this is some kind of a prelude to what he's going to tell us. Okay, so it goes in. The next slide talks about changed attitudes and behavior of customers. Okay, he talks about customers becoming life simplifiers, right? No more complicated life. Life simplifiers, right? He is talking about the second pattern he is finding is degrowth activists. Okay, the world is too much for us, or the world is too much with us. Okay, so there are activists who wants to degrow. Okay, the third pattern he identifies is climate activists. So there are many people who are going to talk about climate change and how we are spoiling the climate and all that. Next is sane food choosers. So a lot of them are going into vegetarianism and all that. Okay, and then he's also talking about conservation activists. A lot of people into conservation and all that. So this is the pattern in which he has identified these following things. He says brands will vanish. Brands will vanish because he says reliable and satisfying brands will still further go, but then major brands in the sense which is dear to the customer, they might vanish, right? And what the customer will include in his branding choice would be anything that is reliable and satisfying. Okay. The second point he talks about is the fragile health of people. So therefore people will eat healthy for greater resistance, right? So this is the second pattern he's identifying. So there is brands may vanish, fragile health, therefore eat healthy for greater resistance. And the third one is health cost might go up. So people would want to stay safe. That means inadequacy. We have already seen inadequacy of health system, right? And health cost might go up. So people will become very, very, they will want to stay safe, okay? Next one is lost jobs. When lost jobs are there, they spend less money. And when less money is spent, they save more money, right? They save more money not for 10 years from now, but then for day-to-day activities tomorrow and day after, right? So they spend less to save money for their children and their family for some time, from near future to the near future, not 10 years from now, right? More home crops because people are staying at home. When people are staying at home, there will be more crops, home crops. So less eat out. Yes, the fallout of more home crops is less eat out because they are staying at home and produce more foods, right? Next is more family and friends, right? And they will urge when the family and friends are more on social media, you will be asked to eat and buy sensibly. So urge through social media from your friends to buy more sensibly will come very soon. It has already started, right? Because people have started going into vegetarianism, people have started into less consumption, people have started into spending less, people have started saving money for tomorrow, not for 10 years from now, just for tomorrow and day after, till the salaries come, okay? And brands' greater purpose is to serve common good, right? Brand's greater purpose was never questioned before. Now there's a question that comes up. It is for serving the common good of people, right? And then conscious on fragility of the earth. People will become very, very conscious on the fragility of the earth. So they will start consuming less. They will start asking for brands for greater purpose of these brands. They will start eating in home. They will less eat out. There will be more family time. There will be urge through social media to eat and to buy sensibly, right? There will be lost jobs and there will be saving money attitudes, okay? So basically he says likely changes are there. He says the Great Depression, after Great Depression, this is the first time such a health economic impact is happening. So he's put a word there in between. He did not say health impact, but then he said health economic impact, okay? And he also hashtagged anxiety. Re-examine, yes, re-examine. What to consume, how much to consume. And he also talks about influences of inequality. So maybe people who are salaried do not have to worry so much because only there's a portion of the salary is deferred, right? But then people who are in the business, people who are in the street vending business, people who are in other business where they have to earn their living, people who are daily wages, right? There is going to be a lot of inequality. So the question here is how all this is influenced by class issues and inequality. The second point he is noted is consumers will become more thoughtful about what they consume and how much they need to consume. How much they need to consume, right? What to consume is also important, but how much they need to consume is very important, okay? And that was my last slide. And thank you very much for listening to me. I have only tried identifying patterns. I didn't want to bore you with a lot of these talks, so I have brought in the patterns and I have discussed with you the strategies also. I think we are almost on time, and this is the time for asking questions. You stay safe, you stay happy, and we mean business at St. Joseph's Business School. And this is my email ID. This is the time for questions.
Thank you, sir, for enlightening us with various key aspects like to be optimistic, to be aware, to know our interest, how to consider it, and how we can make our decisions and purchase and grow to review and innovate marketing strategies, especially in times of major change which is happening right now. So for question answer session, now I would like to request Professor Tapas Upadhyay sir for moderating the session. Sir, please.
Thank you so much, Ashwini ma'am. And it was indeed a very insightful session, sir. Thank you so much. So let's take the first question, which says that what will be the future of service and retail marketing in the COVID-19 era and after it?
So basically, I was in the services sector before. I used to work for the Le Méridien hotels, and this was about 10, 12 years back. But then I was the sales, I was taking care of the sales there, especially for corporates. I was account director for sales. So at that point in time, we had the customers and we went hunting for the customers. Of course, the business was not 100% occupancy all the time. But then the struggle now is, as you might have seen, now premium companies are the companies which gets affected immediately when you have these kind of health issues. Okay, so hotels generally people wouldn't travel. That is one reason. Then since these kind of online software have become more generalistic in nature now, people have started using it. Earlier also this was there, but then people did not use it so much. But now that everybody has started using the Zoom and the Google Meet, most of the people doesn't have to travel now. So because of that, travel has come down. Now, when it comes to traveling for leisure, you very well know that people would not travel for leisure at this point in time. So it is going to be affected for sure. And there are hotels which, there are hotels out of Cochin which requires 8 crores of rupees just to maintain the hotel every month, right? So if you are a hotel owner and if you have to maintain the hotel for another 6 months, that is 6 into 8 crores just for running the keeping the hotel there.
Yeah.
Right. If it is in a port, we would have called it a demurrage, because now you bring in something and if you don't collect it, you will have to pay demurrage. So the demurrage money is so much, right, for the hotels. So it is going to be affected. It is affected already. I did have a discussion online with some of these houseboats recently, just about 15 days back. There is complete standstill of houseboats in Kerala, right? You cannot, at the most, you can think of quarantining people into houseboats if the situation becomes bad, right? And then at the most, you can think of keeping the houseboat safe and floating. Even though you don't have customers, you need about 5 lakhs of rupees to keep it floating, because because everything is made out of bamboo and all those things. It gets weathered out. So every year you have to sort of manage this. So that's the situation there. So I have spoken about hotels. I have spoken about the houseboats. I will talk about homestays also. Homestays is also a very, very strong business in Kerala. But then unfortunately, they don't get any business for the last 3 months, right? But when it comes to retail sector, you yourself might have seen that people are going behind the customers who has at least money to buy their groceries, right? Earlier, when you used to go to the supermarket, supermarkets would, I'm talking about not so big supermarkets. I'm talking about small supermarkets, in the sense they would have about 20,000 square feet or something, especially in rural areas or places like second-tier cities. So if you go and ask them for something, they might help if they are free. That was the situation before February. But today they call me on the WhatsApp and they tell me, I've not been seeing you for some time, right? So retail sector is definitely changing, and then it is definitely changing, and then you might see a lot of these changes happening. You might see online businesses flourishing. You might see people who are delivering products home. Yesterday also I got the delivery of products from, because we buy almost every 2 weeks. So when we buy almost every 2 weeks, I send the list on the WhatsApp now, and it gets delivered home. Right? Earlier, we used to go there and then buy products which we wanted, we didn't want. We had a list, but then we never sort of managed the list. We went and bought everything that we saw on the shelf. But today, we don't buy it. We don't even buy those cream biscuits because we are saving that money. So, but then the answer to the question is, retail sector is going to see a lot of changes, and definitely we have started seeing these changes already.
Okay.
So that's my answer.
Thank you so much, sir. So can I take the next question, please?
Sure.
Yeah. So next question says that will change in consumer behavior will force to influence market mix balance.
Oh yes, absolutely. Market mix for product is product, price, place, promotion. For services, it is there are three more: people, processes, and physical evidence. Everything is going to change. Where physical evidence? If you are not going to see a physical evidence, then let me take a very small example of a doorman of a 5-star hotel. The doorman of the 5-star hotel had a physical evidence, right? The coat and the suit and the height and the mustache and all that. But covered with the mask, where is the physical evidence? And every mask is the same, no, 5 rupees mask.
Yeah.
Right? So, this is my answers might not be 100% right, but then these are my opinions on this, right? Physical
it's quite
evidence.
relevant, sir.
Yeah, maybe you can manage on the processes, maybe you can manage on the product, right? We might come up with products which are now cheaper, right? We might come up with the products which are sharper, right? And whichever serves the purpose, right?
Yeah.
You don't want costly items now. You want value for money items now. That might change. So people might change process. People also can be changed, right? Most of the hotel fraternity I used to have a lot of friends in hotels, and some of them are not being paid, right? Because there is no business, right? Some are asked to leave, right? So these are things which are there, right? Where now we can manage the people in our people, process, and physical evidence, right? You have to manage with whoever people you have, right? Or maybe we have to manage with, or maybe at a point in time, you will have lot of smart people without a job. Then at that point in time, you can hire good and better people to run the business.
Wow.
That's also there. There is, of course, the positive and negative parts of it. Again, my opinion, right?
It was quite relevant, sir. Thank you so much. So the next question is on social media.
Okay.
So it says that as social media is being abused rather than positively used, how it can be utilized to promote our products and services positively.
100% right. Even recently, there was a beautiful advertisement in the Facebook, which said they can provide a laptop stand. Okay, I also thought I'll buy one. Right, I paid in May, and they are yet to send me the product. So I lodged a complaint with the crime department of police. And recently the case was closed because the company now tells me that I can send the product to you. Right, it is only a 500 rupees product, but then as a citizen, I wanted to lodge this complaint just because somebody else would not get into this kind of So if you see in Kerala, yesterday also there was a news item in one of the leading channels which said it is from the police commissioner himself, from the police commissioner who is taking care of the social cyber crimes area. So he was saying there is an exponential growth of crimes on the social media, right? Some are money issues, some are to do with businesses, some are to with the private, some are dealing with the privacy issues, Some are, there are very many issues which have shot up during the lockdown period because everybody is in the social media, right? And there is no much of work for them. Everybody is doing all these, and then people are really milking others. So that is one part of it, but then you have to be very, very careful about it, right? There will be so many. So he was quoting a particular instance where big products and high value products like iPads and those kind of phones and other things were offered at a very, very cheaper rate. And then people will suddenly go and buy it. And then they would pay for it. And then the item would not come to them, right? So one part is becoming careful. Second part of your question was to manage, but then remember the idea I have told you that customers are not open to listen to our communication, right? Don't bombard them with big things that we do at the company. Just tell them that we are also there to help you. We are here to support you. Or if there is any problem, come to us. So it should be some kind of a win-win situation for both of them. Now you cannot boast on your bigness and your company's smartness. You just have to tell them how is it beneficial for the customer. So if you can do that in the social media, it will be very helpful. Right? So that is my answer from that.
Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah.
Shall I take the next question?
Sure.
Yeah. So it says that how can the firms dealing with specific products like paints, accessories, and assembly parts, etc., will market their products?
Oh yes, he is talking about. The question is about. Let me just unshare this so that you can see me better. So his question is about industrial marketing.
Yeah.
Okay. So industrial marketing, if you some people would have studied industrial marketing in this group. So the key point for industrial marketing when you study the entire book in an MBA program level is actually relationship. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is the time when you have to pick up your phone and talk to your supplier, or talk to your supplier and say, how are you? Is your family okay? Can I send you some items? Okay. Did you get the ration this time? Right? Or are you happy? Are you comfortable? Right? Are your family safe? Is your family safe? These are some of the questions that you need to ask them in industrial marketing. Right? Now you just have to choose. You just keep quiet and don't talk about your product at all. Right? So as a marketer, I would never talk about the product now. I would just say, how are you doing? Right? And I would just say, do you want any help? Right? Did you eat today? Right? Do you want me to send something to you? Right? Are you hard pressed for money? These are some of the questions that I would ask if I was an industrial marketer. Right? I would not talk about the product. Right? Right, sir?
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, can we take one last question?
Sure.
Yeah. So this question is quite interesting. So I'm very much willing to ask. It says that is the entire market scenario converts from impulsive to compulsive attitude?
Impulsive buying. Let me ask this question to everybody. What is the impulse buying that you have done in the recent past? Past 10 days, any impulsive buying? After COVID lockdown, I have not done any impulsive buying. Right? No impulsive buying, except for that one stand that I was looking for. I thought it would raise my laptop and give you a ride. But then that was the only impulse buying that I did. Right? Most often people would not do impulse buying. I think so. Maybe people have different opinions about it. But then generally I have seen during my research also I have seen many people would do impulse buying because of a certain reason. Right? But when you don't have the money, where is the point of impulse buying?
Okay. Yeah. So, sir, if you allow, can we ask one or two questions more? Because now our box is flooded with the questions, and it's a very interesting one. So, So this question says that is there will be a market for expensive products, because as we talked earlier as well, that people are more focused on the products which are in need, like FMCG products or the products which they are using daily. Even like you yourself said that even cream biscuits are a luxury now. You're avoiding it, thinking as if you're wasting money on it. So what you will say for the expensive products like gold and jewelry, because our Indian market is quite much for it. So what you say, sir?
So when I said impulsive buying, and let me connect impulsive buying and my buying of cream biscuits and the pester power and all that. So recently, my kids watched some Oreo biscuit shake in the TV, and then they said I want it. So there was enough pester power. Even though I said no more cream biscuits, they asked me to buy it. The pester power will be there, right? Impulsive buying, because of this pester power, there might be impulsive buying. And adding to this particular question of luxury goods, okay, most often not much of luxury products, right? I'm not talking about 100% of customers not buying luxury products. I am talking about a certain bigger percentage, a significant percentage of people buying not luxury products.
Okay.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about a significant number of people. That's my hypothesis. Significant number of people might not go in for buying luxury products. That we have seen already. On my discussions with people who are in the business, on my discussions with various forums that I have, I think there is not much of push for buying luxury items, right? And there is a push for buying medical products and masks and groceries and and support items also. Right. For example, if your kitchen hob is not working, you will have to buy and replace the kitchen hob. If the pressure cooker is not working, you will have to go and buy it. But then only that, right? I wouldn't buy a pressure cooker just for the sake of buying and because of the luxury of going and buying a pressure cooker. I will not do it. But then if your pressure cooker is broken or your hob is broken, you might go and buy it. Your tap is broken. You don't have a choice. You'll have to go and buy it, right? Luxury, maybe it will come down, right? That is my answer to this.
Thank you, sir. So one last question.
Sure.
How can banks come up to people to increase sales in this period when people are short of liquid cash?
People have?
Short of liquid cash. So how banks can come up with new products which can
yes.
help
Bank is very happy when people does not have cash. In the last 1 week, I have got 3 calls. One is because I have a housing loan and I get a top up at the same interest of a housing loan. This is none other than SBI, right? Another, I have a salary account with South Indian Bank. They said if I'll get 1.5 times the salary, and I can pay it in equated monthly installments, right? Today I have been in the morning. I have been to State Bank of India, and they said if you want a gold loan, I can give a gold loan. So the idea is this: that you have gold worth of 3 lakhs, they can give up to 20 lakhs. Okay, so you have gold worth of 3 lakhs. You deposit the gold there, but today you want only 1 lakh, you can take the 1 lakh. And if you want to pay it back, you can pay it back within 2 months, 2 days, 5 days, 6 days, like that. And then suppose you want more money, the pre-allotted 3 lakhs is there. So it's kind of an overdraft. You don't have to go to the bank all the time. They will give it for 8.1%. If you're interested, you can do it. SBI.
Okay.
Right? So banks are, see, when money is not there, when the banks operate when people don't have money, right? Why did they bring down the rates?
Yeah.
They brought the rates down, right? For gold loans, they have brought down. For home loans, they have brought down, right? CRR ratio recently, yes, it has come down, right? So banks have come down on the. If you want a car, you just have to mortgage your car, right? This was the case before also. But then I have seen, I did not actually take photos from that. Otherwise, I would have seen it. In fact, I wanted to take some photos on gold loan and all that. Right? You can check their websites. Yeah. Vivek sir, would you want to ask me a question? I see some question coming up.
Yes, sir, very intelligently you recognize that I am going to ask something. Looking to your answers, that has motivated me to ask one thing. That as a consultant, what practical approach or strategy you could suggest to the companies who have opportunity in this phase or who are having at the same time threat in this phase?
Sir, my opinion is they just have to keep quiet and then keep the customers with them and ask them if they are safe, right? And the things will change either when a vaccination comes up or when the public becomes unfearful about this COVID, right? There are two situations only that business can come to normal. One is when you find a vaccination, or second is when you are not fearful about this, right? In these two situations, when the situations come, that is soon to happen. Now, these are the predictions. I am seeing a lot of these predictions. I keep watching watching many of these webinars and web shows that are hosted now. So the feeling that I am getting from those discussions are that things are going to be very, very normal very soon, right? I would request companies to be safe and happy and ask customers if they are happy, and if you want to do something for them, do something for them. You want to give some discounts, you manage the discounts in such a way that customers will not come back and ask you for discounts even after the COVID pandemic is over, right? Give some kind of support to them, give some value for money ideas to them, or things like that. And that is what we have to do now. But then very soon, this is June, by the end of July, August, I think things should be better. And that's the time when we can come back and say we can sort of give advertisements and say this is the best from our product, and that is what we should do and all that. So I think we should play low, and as marketer we should play low and just be concerned. I have shown the 4 patterns in our advertisements. So I think we should stick by the 4 patterns and then be very, very concerned and very, very customer oriented. And then this is genuineness. I am not talking that I should manage and I should strategize it in such a way. No, this is the genuinity that comes out of me, right? The genuine concern for others, the genuine concern for my customers. If the customer is not there, like the doctor was saying, if we are not there, then you are not there, right? And that is the way we also should feel as marketers. If that genuine concern of the customer being with us in the times of problems and in other times when we are lucky and happy, that should be our thing. So it should be a genuineness. It should be that genuineness that we should display as a company to the general public and general audience for target customers.
Wonderful suggestion, sir. Thank you. Wonderful.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
It was indeed very much interesting to talk to you. Thank you so much.
Right. I did not bore you with too many slides, I hope.
No.
Whatever, with the limited time of 1 hour, I thought I will put in as many videos and as many advertisements so that we ourselves can find out the pattern. And I would like to also say that it has been arranged in a chronological order so that you could understand how it was during the time of lockdown and how it slowly progressed into the last slide, and now what are the patterns under that. And I hope it has been a good session for you. At least I could tell you some ideas here and there. But then connecting the dots is the idea of the participant. However, if you have questions, I am definitely available on ajith@hotmail.com. You can also search me on LinkedIn, Ajith K. Thomas, right? Thank you so much, sir. Dr. Vivek, thank you very much. Ajay, thank you so much. Tapas, thank you so much for supporting and asking questions.
There is a question, a request coming from the participants. They are requesting for the link for the article you talked about and PPT.
Definitely. All the article links are provided under the slides themselves. But then I'll again send it to you when you can share it with them.
Okay.
Right? A couple of articles.
Sure. Thank you so much. Yeah. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Over to Ashwini, ma'am.
Thank you, Ajith sir. Thank you, Ajith sir, for boosting up our morale. And even I would like to thank Tapas sir for such a smooth conduct of the Q&A session. So now for the concluding phase, I would like to request Dr. Ajay Patil sir for proposing the formal vote of thanks. Sir, please.
So, good evening, Dr. Ajith Thomas, distinguished speaker from God's own country, Prabhudamaya Session Hridaya Mai Nandi. This is what I learned. And it was really exciting. I, being myself a faculty of marketing, it took me back to the days of my MBA, where the concept like shared responsibility, lockdown advertisements of my Kolkata, South Africa, tourism, Fly Emirates. My God, so many ideas in such a short span of time. Now I could understand why till the last moment 302, 305 your session started and people were, calling me again and again from my different number. We want to attend his session. We want to attend his session. My God, sir. It was such a wonderful experience. And especially, I believe our student community, our faculty community, as well as all those who are watching us live on YouTube and other social media, they are charged up with all the new marketing strategies and ideas which we have, learned from you. Really, sir, it was a great honor and a pleasure for St. Paul Institute of Professional Studies, Indore, to have you today for this lecture.
Thank you so much.
On behalf of Honorable Reverend Father Simon Raj, and on behalf of respected principal, on behalf of HOD, our colleagues, Department of Management, and all students fraternity of SPIPS, I take this opportunity to extend a deep sense of gratitude for today's session which you have taken. And this is just a beginning, sir. Believe me, I am going to personally trouble you every time, at least once in a month, for getting new ideas and insights in the domain of marketing.
When the student is ready, the teacher appears. So this is my point.
Definitely. And last but not the least, the God Almighty, who gave us this opportunity during COVID-19 to come together and have a session of yours. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Namaste to everyone. Thank you so much for being with me, and especially to the management. I take this opportunity to thank the management and all the teachers who have joined this program, and all the student fraternity who has joined this program. Thank you so much.
Once again, thanks a lot, sir. It was very pleasure for all of us to hearing you.
Thank you. Anytime.
Thank you, Ajith sir, for the wonderful vote of thanks. Thank you, Ajith sir, for taking this session. So interesting videos and your posters and related the articles. Everything was very informative. Thank you so much. Yes. Here I would like to have few announcements for the participants. First, the feedback link has been sent to your emails already. Second, even you can find the link under the description of our YouTube channel and also in the YouTube chat room. Third, this is the important one. Feedback link will be closed by 9 p.m. tonight, 29th June 2020. So I hope you all enjoyed this session, and thank you for being such an awesome audience and participants. Thank you, everyone.
Congratulations to all. Thank you.
Yes, Vivek sir. So Vivek sir, can we end the meeting?
before we
Yes.
end the meeting, for all the participants watching us on YouTube and other people who are connected, please find the feedback link in the description box as Ashwini ma'am announced. You will find the feedback link in the description box. You can pull the feedback from there and post. We are pasting it in the chat room as well. So participants are requested to please scroll up and click on the description of the video to find the feedback link. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rachel ma'am. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you everyone. Okay, ma'am. Ashwini ma'am, we can conclude.